And Elliot, we had some kind of sad news this week in the NASCAR industry as well. RCR Vice President Andy Petree is retiring. Like we usually want to talk about personnel moves, but I think this is one that's pretty important. Kind of just says like the state of potentially what's going on over at RCR a little bit. I think we just got to keep fading them. Vibes aren't great. Your thoughts on what Andy Petree meant to RCR as he steps down just after under a year of getting a really nice promotion to VP?
Yeah, he definitely had been involved pretty tightly there with RCR. We know one thing, we probably won't see him back at Pocono yelling at a traffic cop. Hey, I'm right down there in that hotel. If you didn't hear the story last year, we're coming out of Pocono after Xfinity. We're trying to turn left there. Only are sending people out right. The guy in front of us is, kind of making a stir with this traffic cop. Guy gets out of the car.
He's bitching him out. He's bitching him out.
Yeah. Guy gets out of the car. It's Andy Petree. He says, man, my hotel's right over there. I don't want to turn right. I want to turn left. So they let him go through. We ended up going through right behind him. Turns out we would have been better off going right than going left. But either way, neat experience. But back to Andy Petree as a personnel here. Obviously, big part of RCR. I feel like we saw him almost a little more on the Xfinity side than the Cup side. Maybe that's just because of what happened last year at Martinsville with Creed and Hill. But honestly, I don't know that we really knew the scope of what Petree did day to day in the shop. Was he just one of those kind of a guy who like oversaw things, was a motivator, was a guy who knows racing rather than a super technical guy? I kind of think this may have been coming anyway at the end of the year. Maybe he's in a spot where, does he want to be traveling to the racetrack every single week? We know he has the background in broadcasting. There's going to be broadcasting jobs with TNT and Amazon Prime next year. Could this just have been a little bit of an early exit for Petree? Hey, things aren't going so well here right now. We'll let you go off into your retirement here, take the rest of the year, figure out what you want to do. Maybe we see him with another team. Maybe we see him in the broadcast booth next year. Regardless, like you said, it is a sign that things are not going as RCR wants things to go. And this can kind of be, even if it's just a little, like in baseball, sometimes nothing will really happen, but a manager will get ejected just to fire up the team and hope that they do well the rest of the year. This is almost one of those things where, all right, this guy's out the door. Let's see if it can spark some of these other guys to start improving things in shop.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, man. It's been tough sledding. Like Austin Dillon's back in the 30 plus in points right now. Kyle Busch continues to slide as well. Didn't want to talk to the media after leaving last week's race early. So yeah, it's tough times over there at RCR, but I think at the end of the day, like this is still a historical NASCAR team. They're very decorated and they have talent in the pipeline still. Like you have Austin Hill down there, say what you want about him. The guy can win, especially at super speedways. Mm-hmm. And Jessie Love, perhaps, I would argue maybe a top 5 prospect in the sport. So it may be brighter days ahead for RCR.